All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields has been the talk of the town after they have now won 2 straight NFC North games. They have won 3 out of their last 4 games, and this is the first time they've won 2 straight NFC North games since 2019. Justin Fields is showing all of us right now what is possible. He just picked up his first win in December, and he's starting to show a lot more consistency and a lot better growth. And for a player that seems to get nitpicked by every person on the planet who watches football, I've been seeing a lot of jersey swaps for teams looking to trade for Justin this upcoming season. What a lot of people don't seem to understand is, quarterback wins are not a quarterback stat, first and foremost. The defense was giving up like 30 points per game before the addition of Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat, since he's gotten into Chicago, has got this defense, along with Eberflus and everybody else. They've just genuinely done a phenomenal job. The Bears defense has allowed points on just 4 out of 22 drives since week 12. That's an 18.2% clip. That ranks second best in the National Football League. So the defense has been steadily improving pretty much for the second half of the season. But what a lot of people don't seem to understand with, and we'll talk about Greg Olson's tweet here in just a second, is these guys love Justin Fields. Everybody wants this dude to win, whether you are a fan, whether you are a coach, whether you are a teammate, even opposing teammate, or even other players in the NFL. Every single person wants Justin Fields to succeed. So I saw a tweet from Greg Olson, and this is what it said. No knock on Fields at all. Let's assume the top QB and draft and Fields are exactly the same now and in the future. The tiebreaker goes to starting the clock over before having to pay the QB $50 million. Once the QB gets paid, he better be able to cover up the holes most can't, the elite can't. So we'll talk about that in just a second. But before we do, if you guys enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, along with a couple of Bears videos every single week. Bears fans, you guys are awesome. If you try and get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So this is where I start to struggle a little bit here, because I understand Caleb Williams is a phenomenal quarterback and he has so much skill. Is he a generational QB? Well, we heard the same thing about Zach Wilson being compared to Patrick Mahomes. We heard the same thing. I think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback, so we're not going to use that. We heard that about Bryce Young. I know he's a rookie, but you get the point here. Scouts, teams, everybody gets quarterbacks wrong all the time. And when you start hearing this word generational when talking about Caleb Williams, when I watch him play, I notice a couple of things. First off, he is a really good talent. He's got a lot of just raw skill. I also understand that USC's offensive line was not great, but I think, great quarterbacks can win despite it. And when I watch a player like Justin Fields, I just don't know why I would bank. If Justin Fields is playing the way he is, I don't know why I would bank on Caleb Williams being this generational talent just because of money, when Justin Fields is special in his own regard here. Justin Fields in his last 5 games has over 1,200 passing yards. He's got 10 passing touchdowns. He's got over 300 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown, and a passer rating of 107.7. We're starting to see, and we especially saw it this past weekend against the Detroit Lions, he's throwing with anticipation. We know he has vision. We know he can run, and we know he can sling that football. So it's like, if Justin Fields gets this Bears team to the playoffs, he's 100,000% the Bears QB1 next season. 100,000%. But even if they don't, and they finish the season 8-9, or they lose to the Browns, or they lose to the Packers, or what have you, I still don't necessarily know why I would look in a different direction than Justin Fields. What I see when I look at the Chicago Bears this season, especially at the beginning, is this. First off, I don't think Luke Getsy is anywhere close to the offensive coordinator that would suit Justin Fields. I don't know why that signing ever really made much sense. The dude looked like he was trying. It looked like they were making him try to be Aaron Rodgers in the first damn football game of the season. Lean into your instincts, trust your gut, but just in general, I don't think Luke Getsy is the offensive coordinator for Justin Fields. I don't think really even Luke Getsy's, the best offensive coordinator. Secondly, I see just a completely depleted offensive line. Just completely depleted offensive line to start this season. We saw it on paper. We're like, all right, if these starting 5 guys can stay healthy for the entirety of the season, the Bears will be just fine. The thing is, They don't have the depth, and no offensive line has ever stayed healthy for all 17 games in the regular season. And then finally, we bring up the defense. And the defense, since the addition of Montez Sweat, has seriously just been insane. Now, it's not just Montez Sweat. So you go from just 10 sacks in the first 9 games to 11 total sacks in the last 4 games. All right. So obviously Montez Sweat is doing a phenomenal job. He's getting to the QB. He's also elevating his teammates, most importantly, but it's also helping out on the back end. All right. So Bears interceptions in the first 9 games of the season was sitting here at 6. All right. In the last 4 games, the Chicago Bears have had 9 total interceptions. 9 interceptions in the last 4 games. I've got guys, rookie players like Tyreek Stevenson. I know he had a bad week against Detroit, whatever. The dude's a rookie. But I've got these players like Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Johnson, one of, if not the best cornerback in the entire National Football League. Everybody is just improving. And what a lot of people didn't seem to understand is, first off, the Chicago Bears won 3 football games last year. They won 3 football games last season. So it wasn't going to be this quick, immediate turnaround, even if Justin Fields was going to play how we all think Justin Fields is capable of playing, which he is right now. But there was just a lot of other things that go into it, man. You know, the Chase Claypool drama, that certainly had an impact in the locker room and on the football field. But the offensive line was injured. DJ Moore's first season, there's not really, I love Cole Kmet. I love DJ Moore, but I like Darnell Mooney. There's just not much there outside of any of those 3 players, and I don't even know if we're really even going to count Darnell Mooney at this point anymore. I think he's more of a complimentary wide receiver number 3. But I've looked, I'm like, Luke Getsy's just not the dude. The dude was never going to be the dude. We all kind of knew this. He certainly isn't going to be the dude for Justin Fields. And we factor in all of this stuff, and then we have, one of the worst defenses in the league last year. Just a lot of youth on that football team. I remember watching some of these Bears games last year. You guys, obviously everybody knows Jack Sanborn at this point, but it's like the defense at this time last year is completely different than they are right now, even with players like Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Johnson, and whatever. So I get the money thing. I understand it. If you could give me on paper that Caleb Williams would be the same talent level of Justin Fields, like 100% confirmed, then yes, that's a super quality argument. But we go back, we look at the last couple of years. I'm looking at Bryce Young. I'm looking at certainly Zach Wilson. Like Zach Wilson, people thought the dude was going to be the next Patrick Mahomes. That did not pan out. So I don't think the Bears should look in a different direction unless they were to lose like their last 4 football games of the season. But as of right now, man, I'm fully on board with Justin Fields being QB1. I'm on board with Eberflus being the head coach next season. Just go out there, continue to build up your offense, defense, specifically your offensive line, get weapons for Justin Fields. Maybe it's Marvin Harrison, maybe it's Brock Bowers, who knows. But go get a real offensive coordinator, all right? That's it for today. Bears Rant. Stay tuned Sunday for hopefully a post-game victory video. That's it for me. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.